All right, we are going to begin our headlines review this morning with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, the first headline here this morning says impeached Ekiti speaker heads for court. Impeached Ekiti speaker heads for court. Another one here says APC campaign says Tinubu presidency will uplift youth. APC campaign says Tinubu's presidency will uplift youth. The next one here says PDP asks Atiku Okowa to reconcile Imo factions. PDP asks Atiku Okowa to reconcile Imo factions. Arinzi, you already smiled. I think this one got you.
Honestly, the crisis that has actually, should I say, bedeviled the People's Democratic Party, it's quite I don't know. It has segmented, it has fractioned,
Right.
it has actually broken into bits,
Okay.
if I'm permitted to use that word. The People's Democratic Party across states,
Okay.
I tell you, presently, even the River State is suffering the same thing because the Article faithfuls
Yeah.
are being agitated that the governor of River State is playing what they call partisan politics,
Yeah.
trying to not play anti-party politics. And the same thing is happening in Imo State and some northern states too, are also experiencing this thing. But I don't see. It's weird though.
I'm telling you, I think that's the right word to use with all the hit up in the polity this period as well. The last one here says, unless we change the constitution, we are doomed. Emeritus Archbishop says that. All right.
And then away from that, let's take a look at the Sun newspaper. And then on the Sun, Enugu to tackle insecurity through massive employment. Mba, the PDP gubernatorial candidate, Enugu to tackle insecurity through massive employment. Interesting. Fake news, vote buying, violence, threat to 2023 polls. Federal Minister speaking there. Fake news, vote buying, violence, threat to 2023 polls. And then away from that, I will tackle issues with Lake Chad if elected president. That's coming from Tinubu, the APC presidential candidate. I will tackle issues with Lake Chad if elected president. Interesting.
That's quite interesting because with all the issues we have in the country currently, we're talking about tackling issues outside.
I tell you. And then away from that, Delta Cuba. Okay, Okowa wants third term through Oborevori Omoagege. Okowa wants third term through Oborevori. Okay, Omoagege, APC gubernatorial candidate of Delta State. I am alleging there. And then finally, the G5 governor storm Abia State tomorrow for Ikbazu. The G5 governor storm Abia State tomorrow for Ikbazu.
That's quite a headline there.
The bond between these governors now, it's something to actually get scared of politically,
I'm telling you,
because the synergy is strong and they keep coming through for each other.
Yeah.
And that's how far we can actually go with this one.
We hope for the best.
Honestly.
All right. You're still listening to EPR on the Mega 101.7 FM this morning. And over to Guardian this morning. Guardian here says Sanwo-Olu tax reps on allowing states to generate electricity. Sanwo-Olu tax reps on allowing states to generate electricity. The next one here says Ambode renames their tax as what? Sikunu Ade Tona College of Education, Science and Technology. And I think that's all we have on The Guardian this morning.
All right, and then away from that, let's take a look at the Tribune newspaper. Kogi signage law, APC urges candidates to comply. Kogi signage law. APC urges candidates to comply. And then away from that, NUC ranks Glorious University best private university in South South and 48 in Nigeria. NUC ranks Glorious University best private university in South South, 48 in Nigeria.
Okay.
And then away from that, Senate moves to establish Police Special Forces Training School in Borno. Senate moves to establish Police Special Forces Training School in Borno. And then away from that, Governor Lalang mourns late Plateau legislator Eric Dakogo. And that's how far we can actually go on the tribal newspaper.
All right, there is still APR on Omega 101.7 FM. We'll be going on a short break. We'll return very soon. Let's get a moment of detail. Let's
When I wake up in the morning, all I want to hear now the beautiful voices of my beautiful people, east or west, north and south. This is what we all about, yeah. It's what we all about. Oh, tell your neighbors, bring your favor. It's what we're made of. Oh, it's our station. What you want, all you need, and we've got everything right here. Oh, neighbor, 101.7 FM, the radio, na na na. Oh, neighbor, 101.7 FM, the radio, na na na. It's my station. It's the station. It's the station. It's my station. It's the station. It's the station. It's the station.
You're still listening to EPR on Omega 101.7 FM. You know, it's the only program here where we get to look at everything headlines. And you know, the most interesting part of the show, we can contribute on any headline of your choice. And so far, we've been going through headlines. Rinze and I in the studio, we've been looking at some headlines on the national newspapers. And right about now, we are moving on to New Telegraph headlines this morning. And the first one here says President Buhari to unveil redesigned Naira notes today. President Buhari to unveil redesigned Naira notes today. Arinze. Remember, I think when this news first came out, it was more like a controversy cost or whatever.
And still is.
Really?
Yes, still is. But then, fact is, having taken my time to study and evaluate as much as I can
Okay.
the decision by the Central Bank of Nigeria and approved by the executive arm of government
Yeah.
to redesign Naira. It actually favors a lot of persons.
Okay.
The fact still remains that a lot of persons are going to be heavily disfavored. Yeah, but to a large extent, that disfavor may be favorable to the economy and to the poor masses. In quotes, if principles,
Okay.
if decency, if uprightness will be adhered to and upheld in executing that proposal as it were.
Okay, I think this morning was one of the news where the governor of the CBN, the deadline was till 15th of December,
Mm.
but he said they can't wait till 15th of December. They just have to unveil it like 100 days. I think it's more than enough, according to what he said, for you to bring your old currencies to commercial banks and get your money back when new notes are released. And yeah,
I don't know if I have any money at home to be scared of. This one, it's for actually big men that can actually some actually stash funds.
yeah,
It's not like people who have how do I keep, money they keep at home for family use.
yeah.
Some stash funds in millions, even in hundreds of millions. There are people that will actually lose out in this, and that's why when this announcement came on,
Okay.
politicians we are seeing now dishing out, doling out money
Yeah,
in cash at events.
yeah.
1 million they give it cash, 500,000 they give it cash because they want to, um, yeah, I don't know, minimize or cushion the effect of that shock that is coming.
All right, on to the next headline on New Telegraph this morning. Atiku, APC promised Nigerians restructuring in 2015, but Atiku, APC promised Nigerians restructuring in 2015, but I mean, there is a but here.
Mm. There is how do I put that now? A questionable phrase
Yeah,
to that headline. And if you want to find out why that bot is, you need to pick a copy and then read it all.
sure. You should get a copy of the New Telegraph this morning for you to understand what the headline is saying. And our last headline on New Telegraph this morning says safety of INEC's facilities, a task that must be done. Safety of INEC's facilities, a task that must be done. There has been a series of attacks on INEC facilities
Mm.
recently, and losing a lot of voter information and data. I think
True.
it's a cultural issue and
Cause for
something
concern.
yes,
Mm.
they need to look into.
Cause for concern. And then away from that, let's take a look at the blueprint newspaper. And then on the blueprint, mm, this is actually a question. Is good governance stupid? Is good governance stupid? That's a question, and I wouldn't know if it is in my place or our place to sit here and answer.
Exactly.
It's left for you, and you can actually pick up a copy of Blueprint newspaper and find out the details of that article. And then away from that, mm, okay, let's just take this one. Embracing politics without bitterness. Embracing politics without bitterness. Yes,
Yeah.
that's another wonderful article. You need to pick a copy of the Blueprint newspaper and read up. That's how far we can actually go on the Blueprint newspaper.
Moving on to cable headlines this morning. The very first headline there says, Omai to Wike, APC wants reverse votes for Tinubu, not logistic support. Omai to Wike, APC wants River State vote for Tinubu, not logistic support. I mean, there has been some sort of movement for
He's
logistics.
been given logistics support to all candidates that actually come into his state. But then you see, following this trend of logistics support and all of that,
Yeah.
I have gone into my shell to actually study and understudy what the governor is actually up to because don't be surprised that at the time minute people are seeing it like the governor is at loggerheads with the party and her presidential candidate.
Yeah.
By the time you say Jack, they may have reconciled and then things actually turn around for the good for the party and Mr. Article.
Exactly. The next headline here says Wike Jonathan was told to give up PDP ticket when he begged for Atiku's support in 2015. Wike Jonathan was told to give up PDP ticket when he begged for Atiku's support in 2015. Is this not like a revelation in the world?
It fact is there may be there could be there may be
Okay.
there is supposedly some elements of truth in that because Wike was President Jonathan's aide.
Yes.
Was a minister, I guess.
Yes, it was a minister.
So his private information and all the incidents that may have played out
Yeah.
during the course of that electionary period in 2015. So it's and the way he's stating here, he stated emphatically.
Yeah.
So it's left for the opposing side to come and
defend.
yes.
All right, the next one here says everybody is a Buharist. In Bauchi says PDP Bala Muhammad. Everybody is a Buharist. In Bauchi says PDP Bala Muhammad. That's all we can take on cable headlines this morning. For this and other interesting stories, you should get a copy of the cable newspaper this morning. Okay. Okay, it's time to read out the phone lines. Right?
Maybe sensitize and prepare for screen. They will announce it first. Listen to the rules of engagement, then you play it.
Am I supposed to duplicate this before?
Mm-hmm. In your phone, in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's take this. No, duplicate it. When you open your mind, let's take a listen to the rules of engagement before you open up the phone. Then you play PRS and class.
You're still listening to EPR on Omega 101.7 FM. Just right about now, we are about to open up the phone lines. But before then, let's take a listen to the rules of engagement before we open the phone lines so you can call in to air your opinion on any headline of your choice. Yeah.
Click on that number, on the number 3.
Okay.
Rules of engagement as follows. 081 or 090 Then state your name and location, headline of interest, and you have 2 minutes to make your submissions on the specified headline of interest. Please don't insult the sensibilities of the listener or other callers. EPR, Electronic Press Review, only on Omega 101.7 FM. My radio, your radio.
You're taking down it, right?
I'll make the reminder. And yes, thank you for staying on with us. Welcome back to Electronic Press Review on Omega 101.7 FM. And it's been Jane and myself, Aronze, on the program. Like we just listened to the rules of engagement. The numbers to call again are 0815-1017-777
And 0907-112-1017.
And do not forget that you are not allowed to abuse the sensibility of other callers, and a maximum of 2 minutes is given to every caller. A caller is entitled to a call, and not you call and you try calling back. And again, please ensure that you beat down on your sentiment and biases, and you communicate your opinion and view in the most polite and civil manner. Hello, good morning. Very good morning to you.
Good morning, my sister there. This is the voice of
Morning.
Ilechi Sokoye from Orange Kingdom.
All right, go ahead.
You see, Wike is telling us that how Goodluck Jonathan went to Atiku. When Atiku was in APC and Goodluck was in PDP, if I had Atiku that time, I would tell you the same thing. It's not a big deal. I'll tell you that drop your mandate because I'm APC, you are PDP. So when you're coming out to tell us these things, means nothing. It's not a tangible thing to take it to expose article. And all these things is doing, okay, everybody thinks government has told him that everything is their vote, legal vote. Remember, we have only one type of the voting. We can go inside his own town and say this. People will do their own thing. All the things he's doing, speaking like a person who's on prayer. I want to speak in this thing.
All right.
You want to get meaning to me.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you for your contribution. Do not also forget that you can be part of this conversation live on Facebook. And the way to join is to log on to Facebook and then search us out at Omega 101.7 FM. Log on to Facebook and search us out, and you can be part of the conversation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my humble speaker.
Very good morning, Pastor Kafo.
Good morning, the lady in the studio today.
Good morning, Pastor.
Pastor Kafo, indeed, I'm getting from all of Mr. Speaker, let me react on that issue. Unless we change constitution, we are all doomed. As we show. Mr. Speaker, permit me to inform every one of us who has been listening on this platform. This how part I have been saying consistently. You know, Mr. Speaker, you can never go beyond the information available to you. Are you in Kenya? Are you in South Africa? Are you in Ethiopia? The constitution we are using is called Western Constitution, British bureaucrats. The information available to you is very, very important. You can hear some people at times say, oh, the Nigerian constitution is not the problem. But Mr. Speaker, when you go into that constitution, you can see the intrigues. You can see the in and out of the country. You can see how fallacious that constitution is. Then you will know that the major problem Nigeria has today is that constitution was started somewhere and came and said, we the people of Nigeria, which people, Mr. Speaker, as I'm trying to tell you, that none of them is willing and ready to change that constitution. The constitution amended and expired clause. Amendment cannot work. And that's why they can't promise to repair article promise restructure. They cannot restructure that country called Nigeria as far as the British power is concerned. That's why we need a revolutionary leader like Gaddafi, like Martin, they can overtake Obama. This is the type of people we need that can do something. But for the people online now, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Pastor Kafo. Thank you. And then on Facebook, we have this message.
Message is coming from Ma Alabara, Dr. Mrs. Ma Alabara from Owerri. 20 children out of school. Yes, it is time. It is a time bomb waiting to explode. Sad that we have a government that is playing politics and toying with education and glorious destinies of our children. We need total overall of our children, of our educational system that is burning. Let's use our votes wisely to vote competent, credible, and God-fearing leader who will be sensitive to our education. Why are they hiding Kuje prison report? Let them make it open. Enough of this hide and seek games. That's coming from
Dr. Mrs. Ulibara.
yes.
And then still on Facebook, we have this one coming from Wazo Francis and Naman, watching live from Amagoniza in Enugu State. It says, good morning from here. Very good morning to you, Wazo Francis. The call against electoral violence by eminent Nigerians is appropriate and not out of context. Let our political leaders embrace peace and harmony for a better Nigeria. All right, thank you for being part of the conversation on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning to you, sir.
This is Sunny from the world.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Sunny.
Until we change constitution, we are doomed. Yes, constitution is part of our problem, but we are the problem of ourselves. Constitution is something we read. We are somebody that is going to put it down. Constitution can't read people. It's people that we read Constitution. And that's what I say. Until people do the needful, Constitution can't just change itself. We must articulate. We must calculate well to elect those that will go there and change that Constitution. And let me tell you, when we are talking of Constitution, Bible, the Word of God, is the Constitution that God gave mankind. Are we implementing it? Is the Bible is the problem? Are we the problem? If you like, read, put best Constitution on planet Earth. If people don't have that mindset of doing the right thing, that Constitution will never work. So better we as a people have mindset to do the best thing anywhere we find ourselves. Do the will of God anywhere we find ourselves. No matter how Constitution may be, we can use it. But if we leave it and have all this mindset of cheating in anywhere we see ourselves, put American Constitution to Nigeria, it will never work. So please, it's the people that use Constitution. Constitution doesn't use people. Thank you.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation, Mr. Sonny from People. And next on Facebook, we have this message coming from Wachuku Kennedy Chinedu, voice of English. It says, "Good morning, everyone in the studio. Very good morning to you. The comment related to Umahi telling me that Tinubu does not need logistics support. Rather, he needs reverse vote. Is totally unacceptable, unimaginable, and unbelievable. But help me tell Umahi that 2023 election is not going to be business as usual. Because come 2023, APC as a political party will be dislodged and just jettisoned outrightly, both state and federal." All right, thank you much for being part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
Very good morning to you, sir.
And then I give you the sister by the side.
Good morning.
This is also recording from our company.
So go ahead.
Yeah, without the change of constitution, we are all good. You see, this is the reason why every time I call on this station, I still maintain that the constitution is our problem. You know that it is very, very difficult for one that is on the top of the tree to pull off somebody on the ground. That is very easy for us on the ground to bring down the person on the top of the tree. Because the person on the ground has a lot of stamina. That is why I disagree with the idea of changing the system by entering into the system. Because the Bible itself says that evil communication corrupts good manner. So it is very, very difficult for a believer to convince the unbeliever. Now, the system is corrupt. The only opportunity the party have is to stop the election. Then we call themselves in order and do the needful.
I didn't get you.
Nothing anyone can do inside the system. That the system, they are already in the system before anyone comes in. They are already in the system. You cannot change it for them. They are powerful than you. So the only way to put them in order is to stop the election in the entire nation. Please. Now, yesterday I heard that somebody said from the north that we shouldn't sabotage Obi. Now, Obi himself is a saboteur. By one person now become in the first place to put it for freedom. No, and agree with that person now become. He come up and
On what I think I had to actually let you go because I was trying to actually marry your submission and the headline that we read.
Exactly.
When you try to stay on guard, you veer off and all of that. So it's unacceptable to actually let you keep with that communication. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, Pastor, go ahead.
My brother, I want to tell you that the constitution of this country is not the reason why we are suffering. We are suffering because we don't want to obey the rules and the regulations of the law. Even the lawmakers, they are always failing the law, destroying the law they have made. And I want to tell you that nobody knows there's no leader in this country will come and change the constitution because they pretend they are involved in that constitution. So my brother, let's do what you're supposed to do and they obey the rules and regulations. Things will go well in this country. Let's work in unity and love. Unity and love will give us what we need. Let us move forward and obey what God said. The Bible we are preaching today, nobody can change the Bible. Nobody will come today and change the word of God. It remains there. It is people will do the will of God and things will go well. We just thank you and God bless you, brother.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation. Okay, and then on Facebook, we still have this message coming from Ozo Francis in Namani. It says, massive employment to tackle insecurity in Enugu State, says Mba. I agree with him. However, I am optimistic that most of the campaign promises our politicians are making at this point. And at this point in time, will be accomplished when they eventually come into power. Thanks once again, also Francis Namada from Amagon in Enugu State. Thank you, also Francis. Hello, good morning. Very well, please. But can you amplify your voice a little bit?
I'm so satisfied. Good morning. How are you doing there?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Okay, actually,
Go ahead, sir.
my brother is the truth, the truth. Every what is going on about our position? Tell me why we have been lamenting all this. It's so very effective and very, very effective. It's position. There's no time anymore. Has become killer because of this our position. They are from the back. They don't want to transform the rural regulation. Actually, nobody challenge God. People challenge God.
Can you speak up a little bit, please? Can you speak up a little bit?
Okay, can you get what I'm saying right now? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you quite alright, but then your voice is inward. You know.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that about our position. The position is very, very important. We have not come to know because when they're supposed to do things, they forgot the past and started doing on backward. But when I look at what is going on in Nigeria today, because people are all lost today for making even and not even but people are not active in policy. Why I'm saying this is because they believe money. And I don't know why people will know that.
All right, your time is actually up, so you know.
My daughter, what I'm saying is that God do the right thing and God bless you.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation.
All right, on our Facebook comment this morning, we have a happy woman crush, Rinze and Jane. Still, until we change the constitution, we are doomed. Yes, we should vote wisely and vote someone who can review the constitution and change it. That's coming from Kenechi Okoye on the Facebook.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Arinze.
Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, gentle lady here.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy Arinze. I've got a radio wife. That's interesting. It takes two to thunder. Yeah, my name remains Chukoli Bocha C. from the local government of Imo State. I don't want to dwell on the issue of the constitution. What do we have to talk about the constitution? Are the rules obeyed? What has happened to the court declarations, court judgments, which has been blatantly, I mean,
Black country refused to pay. We are talking about constitutions. Nnamdi Kanu has been granted freedom by the law court of competent jurisdiction. Yet, the president and his cohort refuse to allow him go. We are talking about the constitution. Is this not an act of lawlessness? So let's not talk about the constitution. The constitution, there's nothing wrong with it, but their purpose. We refuse to go by it. So what I'm saying in effect is that let's continue with this area where they tend to agree with us, and that is election. Let's continue until 2023 we decide the fate of Nigeria. I think more people are becoming aware of what is happening in Nigeria. 2023. I'm always for those of them who are trying to cause some trouble in one way or the other.
Thank you, sir. Time is actually up.
But then, let them allow it to go until then.
All right, thank you.
We know how to get across it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's quickly get over to our text messages and see how fast we can actually do justice to a number of them there. And then also take a few more messages on our Facebook as much as time would permit us.
All right, on our Facebook comment this morning, we have one coming from Okoye Kelvin, and he said, "Happy Women Crush Prime Factor and Jane. Please, I have an answer to that question. Good governance is not stupid. It is the best leadership ever." That's coming from Okoye Kelvin. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And then on our text message, we have this one. Good morning, Omega Crew. My name is Chief Sabinus Chimobi Azawaka, testing from Hitanansa, Nimo State. Please, I support the statement embracing politics without bitterness. But which day will politics be practiced without bitterness in this part of the world called Nigeria because of greediness and over ambitions? Okay, thank you, Chief Sabinus, for being part of the conversation. And then still on our text message, the G5 governors visit the Bazu tomorrow is commendable. Bazu should know that those whose palm kernels were cracked for them by a benevolent spirit should not forget to be humble. Igbos, this is time. Obaka from Abu. Okay, and then let's still take this one.
Okay, the last one here said, "Nice morning, Omega Crew." Omega Crew, I believe that this is what he wants to say. This is a Chukudi from Akoha. I concur with the Archbishop. Unless we change our constitution, we are doomed. Indeed, we are doomed already. Thanks, Arinze and Co.
All right, thank you for being part of the conversation. This is where we actually draw the curtain because this program comes up from Monday up until Saturday by the hour of 7 o'clock till 7:40, and we are already overshooting our time. Jen, what would be your final words for the listener?
Okay, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning on another edition of EPR. I mean, it's always time for us to discuss whatever is happening in our country. It's just like I said, everything newsworthy, everything headline, and how to move our country forward, and equally being able to accept each other's opinion and differences with due respect. I think that's like the best thing ever, right?
All right, and this is where we call it a wrap on the program. Do not forget about 8 o'clock, Mona will be here for the Mega Morning Sports Show. And then by 9 o'clock, Nakosanami will take over for that point of view. Hang on with us for more interesting programs.